Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. Richie pulled a fast one on me. I didn't want to come into Mick Ghost's house over here with the cutters, but I guess we're going to have to, so take it away, mate.
Yes, so we have Mr. and Mrs. Cutter here, and Mrs. Cutter thinks like she's going to be eating something, which looks... It sounds awful. Thankfully she's not going to do much to us, but there's some weird shadow going on. She's talking about the moon and how that'll like make her reveal her true form and all sorts of mysterious things. So why don't we drag her into the light?
Ooh. So she was possessed. Interesting.
Well, not that she was possessed, more actually a demon.
Oh, okay. That's a bit of a step up from just being merely possessed. Is Mr. Cutter one as well? Yes, he is.
Yes, they are both demons. These are crow Tengus. They are slightly annoying to defeat because they're flying. You can use Power Slash to get them to the ground initially, and then you can Power Slash them to get them out of that phase, but yeah, it's not entirely that easy.
I like their designs.
They are really cool. It's even cooler when you actually look closely because they actually have loads of eyes on their face, which is actually really disgusting, but they look quite cool. And obviously they are based on the Tengu of Japanese folklore.
Mm-hmm.
They take their name from a dog-like Chinese demon and were thought to take the forms of birds of prey. And in defeating the Cutters, we have rescued a little sparrow!
Oh.
And what's really awesome is that Chun here and the Cutters are part of a Japanese tale called Shitakiri Suzume, which basically, literally, is the tongue-cut sparrow. It's a traditional folk tale of a kind old man, his avaricious wife, and an injured sparrow. So, would you like a little bit of story time with Exclaimer Richie? As we follow in massive air quotation marks, because it's more sort of, she just runs a little bit ahead, flies a little bit ahead of us. So, while walking in the woods one morning, an old man comes across a sparrow calling for help. The good-natured man takes pity on the sparrow and takes it home and feeds it rice to help it recuperate. However, his cruel and greedy wife cannot fathom why he is wasting their food on such a disgusting creature. However, the man continues to feed it. One day the man returns to the woods to cut wood and leaves the sparrow in the care of his wife. However, his wife refuses to feed it and goes out fishing. While the woman is out fishing, the sparrow eats all of the starch that she has mistakenly left out.
Oh.
In her rage, the woman cuts out the tongue of the sparrow, who then flies back into the mountains in fear. When the man arrives home and finds out, he returns to the mountains to look for his sparrow friend. He is helped by other sparrows and finds his way to an inn in a bamboo grove, where a clan of sparrows lives, quite like we found here.
Yeah.
The sparrows are happy to see him and lead him to his friend. They dance and sing for him and give him food. As a parting gift, they offer the man the choice of a small basket or a large basket. The man, being old, picks the small basket as it will be easier to carry down the mountain. Arriving home, he opens the basket to find it completely full with treasure. However, his wife finds out about the larger basket and greedily runs up the mountain to get it. She gets the basket but is warned not to open it. She does not heed their warning and opens it, only to find out that it is full of monsters. In fright, she falls down the mountain to her death.
Well, so's the selfish bitch, right, I think.
Exactly. And yes, that is where Mr. and Mrs. Cutter and the Sparrows come from, which is really cool, actually.
Yeah. I guess they just had to turn Mr. Cutter in this one into a demon as well for reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose because they wanted to introduce the Crow Tengus, and it made sense to do two at once. Obviously, the stories that are told throughout Okami are shifted and morphed slightly to fit purposes of the game. They don't always follow entirely accurately the original narratives, but in the broad strokes they do. So obviously there was an evil old woman, there was a sparrow, there's a sparrow inn, and all those strokes are the same. It's just that everything else is slightly different. But yes, this is Sasa Sanctuary.
Oh, now I know about this due to an awkward zombie strip where the Sparrow gatekeepers denied Amy access until she did a side quest. I guess the person who wrote the comic did not do the Mr. and Mrs. Cutter thing first.
I can't quite remember entirely, but I don't think you are able to get through the stone wall until you have rescued Tune. You might be able to, but you're certainly not able to make it into the inn because basically they've locked it down until Tune is found. Which makes sense, because why on earth would you open your doors to people when your daughter is missing?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But yes, this is Jamba, which is Tune's father, and it's quite funny because he basically just goes, chirp. And what's awesome is, look at how much treasure we get for saving his daughter.
Yeah, damn well better. I mean, you notice it's in very small boxes as well. Tons of little small boxes, not big ones. We don't want to go flying down no mounds now.
This is very true, yes.
See, I pay attention to your story times.
And obviously, because we are a goddess and we are incredibly greedy, we're just going to take everything. We're going to take all that you're worth, and it's going to be glorious.
Nice.
So now that we're here, we're going to do a little bit of exploring round Sasa Sanctuary, because I feel now's the time to do it. And funnily enough, I'm remembering back to when I was recording the footage for this, and oh my good lord, it was awful, because this is when I had quite a lot of recording errors. So I think I had to record, like, going from entering Sasa Sanctuary to, I don't know whether it was the end of Sasa Sanctuary, about 5 times. It drove me balmy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hoppage just kept cutting out on me. I think it was the wires and the cables, but it was... oh, it was a nightmare.
Damn, man, look at that bloody fly up.
And we're just going to funnel it into buying loads of feed banks, because we're going into an area where there are quite a few animals.
I wonder if the people of one place know they're feeding the happiness of people from another place.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, they're giving us money, which we use to pay for feed, which feeds people in another place, was the gist I'm getting at. So, if there were 2 warring factions, they could be helping each other without really knowing, really.
This is true, but then, do they really need to know?
Not really, no.
They're giving us the dough. We can deal with it what we like. We're a wolf. Why are they even paying a wolf? I mean, that's probably the bigger question to ask. Why are they doing commerce with an animal?
Good point, well made. Are there any other, like, villages or towns in the game that are like this sanctuary here, you know, filled with animals and whatnot? Because I gotta say, it's a nice change of pace that we don't have to deal with humans and whatnot.
I will let you see that for yourself.
It's not really a spoiler, mate, come on.
Well, because... so, there's not really anything quite like Sasa Sanctuary in terms of dealing with an animal village specifically. However, there is an area that is very similar to Sasa Sanctuary, but I will explain that more when we actually get to that location, which is quite a ways into the future.
Oh, I hate it when you get like this. You're either not subtle at all or way too stubborn.
Well, yeah, but it's a spoiler, and I don't really want to spoil it, so...
Fine.
It's a spoiler location, that's what you're getting.
Fine, spoiler location. I'll mark that down in the back of my mind.
Oh dear, this does not look good. There's a bath attendant who Waving fire about this just seems really, really bad as an idea.
I thought he was on fire for a second there, I didn't see the sticks.
Oh, to be fair, he's probably going to end up being on fire soon enough if he waves them about any more.
Question, Richard.
Yes.
Which anime am I thinking of now? It's a movie.
Are you thinking of Spirited Away?
Yes, I am. That's what the Sanctuary reminds me of, the bathhouse.
That is, yeah, that perfectly makes sense. I mean, obviously bathhouses are actually quite a big thing in Japan, really, because they're like their... I mean, you look at quite a lot of animes, and yeah, they tend to go to a bathhouse for a filler episode. Even Digimon Tri did that, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, not the best episode, to be honest. I think that's where I stopped watching. Not because it was bad, just because I got bored.
Yeah, I don't know if part 4 of that's out now. I should really do some research, but I think part of me is in my head going, I might as well wait for the dub. Whenever that happens.
Oh yeah, our grandchildren will enjoy the dub, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, but we're actually going to get introduced to another little mini-game, which is quite fun.
Yay? Question mark?
So, Mr. Bamboo can find water deep down. So, he's going to come down with us, and we are going to dig to try and find the water source to bring the water back to the hot spring.
What, is this like the Japanese version of a divining rod using bamboo to find water?
I don't know whether it's just, that. It's sort of similar, but I don't know whether bamboo has anything to do with it. I think it's more just that Mr. Bamboo is a badass, so...
Oh, this is cool. I wasn't expecting any 2D stuff in the game.
Yeah! So, this is an entire 2D segment where you have to dig and ram into things and essentially get to the bottom as quickly as possible, and from that point you need to then try to get to the location of the water source as quickly as possible as well.
Dude, this reminds me of SteamWorld Dig, actually. I fucking love that game.
Yeah, it's a really fun little mini-game, and it really does... Well, you can see how much ink I've used up trying to get through this, and you do end up using it quite quickly. Because it's timed, you kind of go, oh, I need to use up all of my stuff. Thankfully, because I know where the result spots are, I can make sure that he goes in exactly the right location, because once he reaches it, then we can dig, and minigame successful.
That looked pretty fun. Did it play well, though?
Yeah, it plays reasonably well. It's quite quick and snappy. The only real frustration is you run out of ink really quickly.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the spiked blocks are a bit of a pain, especially if you kind of get trapped between them.
Well, yeah, of course.
There are points where you can lock yourself out of being able to beat the minigame, so you will have to reset it.
That's a shame.
It basically just goes, like, pause, restart, so it's nothing too bad, but you can potentially get yourself stuck, which is annoying, but it happens.
This is a really good day for the Sanctuary. They got their princess back and they can take baths again.
I know, it's great! And I really do not trust that guy with his fire.
Well, whatever happens next is up to them, and oh!
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
We are getting a brand new brush technique.
Huh. Looks like a pot.
It is indeed a pot. A pot that contains a snake. This is Nurigami.
Hey, just give me a minute, I'll get out of here. No, I'm just gonna stay in here, I look cool right here, actually.
Yeah, there's no need to come out of that. So, Nure means wet. So, Nurigami is literally the wet god. So, the jar in which Nurigami resides is, well, it represents the Suibyo, which is a Buddhist symbolic ewer representing purity. Being as well sometimes carried by, oh god, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Oh my god. Words!
I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at the sparrow, okay?
Good, because he's on fire. So basically it's anyone who is motivated by great compassion and just want to become like a Buddha, essentially, and they embody the compassion of all Buddhas, and that's what that pot is. But now we have the ability water spouts, which means that we can create water spouts like that, and it's glorious because now we can reach high up places. It's just so much fun.
Ah, okay. I was thinking you could use it to moisten the clayey ground and dig there.
It's not quite how it works. However, now that we have the ability to use water, you may remember some flaming chests around the world.
Yes, I do.
If water is present, at least, we can now open those chests because we just move the water to the fire and put it out.
Well, that is how you put out fires, usually.
Obviously. And we're going to get taught how to use this version of water spout now, because it's just a case of moving water from one location to the other to get that bamboo thing to work, and all good.
Nice. So what, is this a shortcut or something?
No, this leads to a brand new area of the Sasa Sanctuary, which is the Bamboo Grove.
Neat. That sounds very dungeon-esque, actually.
Well, it's really not a dungeon, it's just a small little area.
Aww.
They aren't going to throw a dungeon at us until the end of this chunk. Basically, Okami is very much a game of thirds.
Right.
It likes splitting itself into that sort of structure.
Okay.
So, this is ultimately the second third that we're dealing with right now.
Oh, okay, right.
It won't be until the end of this third that we're going to come up against the dungeon. Here we have Ty.
Hey, that's Crybaby Ty to you.
He's crying about the fact that he's lost Take, which is his dog. Because sparrows have dogs as pets.
This sounds familiar somehow. Yeah, it's nothing.
Well, the canine tracker's turned up, so, looks like we are in the money.
Nice. His loss is our gain and all that jazz.
First off, we're going to feed tigers because in an area that is, you know, it's an inn run by sparrows, there are tigers located in their bamboo grove.
No, I know, it's just like, if I went into a bamboo grove and I saw a tiger, the last thing I'd want to do is feed the fucking thing. I'd be running in the opposite direction.
Exactly. Annoyingly, I think what I wanted to do was run around, and that is exactly what I'm going to do, because I'm not starting this bit of the story until I've fed all the animals. That is clearly the priority here.
Well, you know, you did say you were going for 100%.
Yes, we're going to be feeding the bunnies, and really annoyingly, there is an item that is located in this little patch where the bunnies are, and I think I spent forever trying to dig it up because you can't see it. I didn't want to wait until night because this is like the only blooming thing there, but in the end I think I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to. Let's find the doggy.
Which tree is he in?
It's the one that sparkles.
Why are dogs taking naps in trees exactly? Does that go back to, like, Japanese law?
I don't think so. Really what it's referring to is more the tale of the old bamboo cutter, which is where Mr. Bamboo comes from, But once again, I'm going to hold off on Mr. Bamboo for just a little bit longer.
Okay.
So, this is Take, but he's not actually called Take. His real name is G. Or Gi. Not quite sure which one to go for, but either way. Gi is, I believe, means righteousness.
Nice.
He is the dog of righteousness, which is quite awesome, and we're going to have to fight him because, you know, he's pissed off because we have the canine tracker and he's just like, well, why the hell do you have that? You have no right to it. Clearly we do because we're doing our job, which he isn't, but still. Slight awkwardness with Gi or G is that while his name Giko means dog of righteousness, he's actually the dog of duty, because Gi stands for duty.
I thought you said juicy for a second there, like what, those really awkward shorts you can buy?
That would be really, really awkward. He's also a husky.
I love huskies.
That is just a general term for several breeds often used as sled dogs. He is more challenging than Tay.
Yeah, he seems it, yeah.
Because he jumps around a lot more, and he has a few extra moves at his disposal, so we're going to be here a little while.
That's right.
Because he just does not want to stay still. And as we progress through, you can probably see where this is going. We're facing down one of the three canine warriors. We're probably going to have to face down the other two, because if he's not happy that we've got the canine tracker, I don't think any of the others are going to be either.
No, I mean, the rest are out in the world. They have no idea what's going on with Princess Fuse. For all they know, we could have just stolen this and killed her.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, you would hope they would see, you know, Goddess Wolf not exactly going to kill. And, yeah, you can see this is not going well for me right now. Thank God I have my holy bones on stock.
Yeah,
rather than stupidly selling them like an idiot.
Oh, Richie, that was many parts ago, mate. Get over it.
I can't. I'm still absolutely mortified.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the counter off. Because if you use the shield at the right moment, then essentially you do like a suplex.
Nice.
It's glorious. You also get like a demon fang out of it. So it's really awesome to pull off. But I don't think I've ever properly got the timing down for it, which is fine. It happens. But yeah. One of the things I would suggest doing during these fights is using your Steel Fist Sakes, if you've got them. Because that will increase your attack power.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
And it will mean that these just end so much more quickly. I don't know why I didn't decide to use it for this fight, but fingers crossed for the next two, I'm going to get those damn things out, because otherwise they're just going to take bloody forever, because as we progress, obviously they're going to get more difficult, because they're going to jump around more and they're going to have more moves.
I've got to say, I'm liking how assertive Guy is, actually. You know, you can see him pacing about, watching you. Maybe I'm just, you know, confusing animations with AI, you know, patterns and such, but it seems like you're fighting an alive creature here, rather than just a set of, you know, code. I know, maybe I'm full of shit, who knows.
On the whole, the Canine Warriors are probably the most interesting enemy AI to take down. There are other characters who probably technically should be slightly more interesting, but they, at least as you get further into the game, you begin to recognise their patterns a lot more easily. And they don't seem to do what would be natural, whereas the Canine Warriors do actually react a bit more like you'd expect.
Decent fight, you could have done better on the rank, but who am I to judge? I haven't played the fucking game. Shut up, Tom, why are you even here? Get someone else! My self-loathing escalates at an alarming rate. Don't worry, you don't have to hurt me, I'll end up hurting myself.
So now we find out that Take, who we'll call him Take, can't leave because otherwise the Sasa Sanctuary will become overrun by monsters, and he's kind of grown attached to tie. So he's going to give us the duty orb, and then, well, actually no, the orb's going to choose us because he's clearly a loser and is not going to do his job. But he's going to stay here because, you see, that's fair.
He has to do his duty, mate. That's why he's the dog of duty.
Exactly. He's found a new duty, and he's going to stick with it, which is nice, I feel.
It's honourable. That's what it is.
And now I'm going to be spending time digging in here because I want my bloody dig spot.
Systematically digging holes.
Slightly annoying thing in this is that because obviously there's all those bunnies running about, it's very easy to accidentally pick one up. And I'm just like, no, I didn't want to pick up the bunny. I just wanted to dig the damn hole. And you can see this is the point where I was just going, I just want the bloody thing. I think I ended up resorting to reading a guide to just go, where is the damn thing? And then I found it.
But I don't know why you didn't just do that in the first place, you silly Billy.
Well, because I thought I'd be able to find it, and then it turned out to not end well. And now there's another one as well, and it's just like, ugh. I hate trying to find dig spots during the day. Bloody nightmare.
At least they were adjacent to each other.
Yeah, otherwise I think I would have cried. And, yeah, I just thought I'd bite him on the bum, because why not?
Why not, indeed? Are we done with the sanctuary now?
Pretty much, yeah. We are, I think, just gonna make sure we've stocked up, make sure we've fed everything, which I'm pretty sure we have at this point. And, oh no, I think I've missed a dig spot, so I'm going to go back and fetch that.
Not doing your duty, mate. What did the guy just say?
I know, but they're so annoying to find. Also, apparently I can dig through thin air. Great!
You're a goddess. That's what happens. Oh, I love these bamboo gardens.
I know. Well, I mean, it fits entirely with Sasa Sanctuary because, I mean, its Japanese name is Sasabe Kyo, which is Bamboo Division Country Retreat.
Nice. Basically,
if you split it up. That's because Sasa is actually a form of bamboo.
Oh, okay.
But what's kind of funny is that the bamboo in Sasa Sanctuary isn't actually of the ordinary Sasa genus, it's the pseudo-Sasa genus. They grow very tall, whereas actual Sasa grows in small clusters. Mr. Bamboo told us something very important just there whilst I was blabbing about bloody bamboo. He told us about the Kamiki Festival, which comes once every 100 years, which is very important. It's actually coming around very soon.
Ah.
And Mr. Bamboo is also going to give us a mermaid coin. We already found out about the mermaid springs.
Oh, the warp points, yeah.
Yes, but now we've got one of the coins, which means that we can now effectively warp, because we can buy them at any store we like, and it means that we can just warp to wherever one of these springs is, which is great!
Are they like perishable items? Do you have to keep buying these things in order to warp?
You do have to keep buying them. 1 coin equals 1 warp.
That's kind of sucky.
There will come a point where we are able to warp without the use of a mermaid coin.
Okay, that's fine then. I retract my previous statements of suckitude.
And also, you may have noticed we can't actually make lily pads in this water because it's too warm.
It's too sacred is what it is.
But yeah, we are basically done for this part. There's not really going to be anything interesting going on. It's just wrapping up Sasa Sanctuary so then we can head off back on what is essentially going to be our journey back towards Kamiki Village for the festival. I mean, it's not going to be exactly happening anytime soon, but it's essentially what we're gunning for.
Well, there's a character there who I know we need to talk to because he's similar in stature to Abby, and am I being subtle enough right now? It's related to a quest we're currently undertaking. You're in a bit of trouble there. Oh, never mind. Shut my mouth. What? God, I've got terrible timing today.
It's fine. I always have terrible timing when it comes to these things.
We'll have terrible timing together, now and forever. Alright guys, we'll see you next time for another part of Okami. See you then.